And I'll get to that distinction here, so no confusion. But here's the warrior lesson. The law of average says this: if you do something often enough and over and over again, if you do something often enough and over again, you develop a ratio of results. It's a mathematical law. It's a nature law. It's a God law. You can't beat this law. And that simply means this: you do something often enough and over again, you will develop a ratio of results. It's a mathematical law. It doesn't work for him and not you. Simple as that. Now, I'll give you an example in a very base form of what that means. If I take a 10-year-old boy and I give him a 10-cent box of plastic combs, and I send the boy out into the neighborhood, and I say, son, knock on every door. When the lady or man answers the door, I simply want you to say, sir or ma'am, I have the finest combs made to sell here. Would you like to buy one for $1? Now, that's a 900% markup on this comb, 10 cents to $1. Here's what will happen. Some people won't be home. Some people won't be interested. Some people will already have enough combs. Some people won't need a comb. Just kidding. But if the boy knocks on enough doors, will he sell a comb? Yes, sir.
Yes.
And what you will see is a ratio will develop. It could be 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, or 3 out of 10. The same thing happens in business. The same thing happens with selling a product. The same thing happens with investing in real estate and getting a successful no money down deal, getting a property with cash flow, getting a property below value. It's an immutable law. You can't beat the law if you follow the strategies. Okay? So now let's go a step further. What happens when we start to educate ourselves? What happens when we start to get knowledge? What happens when we go to Russ's training camp? What would you pay to be a fly on the wall in Donald Trump's office for 3 days, watching him make deals? You'd pay 20, 30, 40, 50 grand for that, huh? What would you pay to spend, think about this, 3 full days with me, where I'm with you 7, 8 in the morning till 9, 10 at night? And we have my power team there. Kent Densley will be there, who runs all of our real estate deals. I'll have our business and finance guy there. I'll have Stu Silver there, who owns 600 apartment units. I'll have varieties of successful people, just like Kevin there as well. You'll get to rub shoulders with all of them and get access. Just think about that. Now, here's what comes from those type of things, okay? Suppose I give this boy just a little education, and I say, son, when you knock on the door and the lady or the man answers the door and they say no to buying the home, here's what I want you to do. I want you to just put 1 foot in the door so they can't close it. And I want you to put your little finger up on your cheek. And I want you to say, gee, ma'am, these are really good combs, and we can use the money for Little League. Will the boy sell more combs? How many say yes? How many say more combs? Will he sell more to a man or more to a woman? See, you're learning already. And so what happens is we now increase that from 2 out of 10 to 6 out of 10. Now I'll tell you right now, as a beginner, if you went through our, say, a real estate training, business training, selling a product or what have you, okay? If you went through one of those training programs and you went out and started making offers, you might make 1 out of 10. You see, I know how to qualify people right over the phone. I know how to make the calls to qualify them. I know how to find out whether they're a motivated seller or not. I get the numbers for the property. I find out whether or not it's a deal before I ever even leave my house. Why am I going to waste time putting in offers or time talking to somebody out if I don't know it's a cash flow deal or a good deal to begin with? Do you understand that? So in other words, I'm probably going to make 8 out of 10 deals, whereas at the beginning you might make 1 out of 10. But as you get better, as you learn the strategies, your ratio of results will increase. Does that make sense to you? Now, what about in business? If you were to start selling widgets right now, I don't care what the widgets, how many of you have something that you want to show Kevin, the next new, sliced bread deal? How many? All right, well, listen here. You may have a good invention, but you need marketing. You need to have systems, processes, resources, and budgets. You need a forecast. Particularly, most people in business fail for one reason, and that is not because they don't have a good product, not because they can't find an office, not because they can't find employees, because they don't know how to market. Does that make sense? And I can tell you that I consult with Roger Salam of the Winner's Circle. I consult with many, many entrepreneurial companies that do entrepreneurial training that have people just like you all day long coming in trying to sell them their bill of goods. And every one of them has the greatest new deal since sliced bread. Don't know how to get a customer. You understand that? All right, now, I can tell you there's many training companies right now that have shut down. Training companies that teach entrepreneurial training like we're doing right now. Teach real estate investment training. Almost all of them shut down. You know why? The business here, the business that I have here, our education business, now keep in mind, I built the largest education company of its type in the world. Whitney Education Group, which is now Tiger, which runs the Rich Dad brand, okay? 2,000 employees, in 7 countries. From 2001 to 2006, over 60,000 people a month came through our training programs in 7 countries. Do you follow that? 60,000 new people a month came through our training programs in 7 countries. So the business here isn't so much about educating you. Do we have to have good training programs? Yes. Do we have to teach you real stuff? Yes. Do we have to turn out success stories? Yes, or that business will not survive. But the business here is not educating you. What is my business? My business is putting a butt in a seat. Because if I don't have a butt in a seat, you're my customers. The place is full, okay? While all the other ones are going out of business, what I do is this. I look to find the best idea, the best product, the best...